Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Rosemary. Don't forget that my name is Rosemary and I love to make clothes. I can never stop talking about clothes. I love making them, I love wearing them, I love talking about them. I just love fashion. If you like any of those things, this channel is for you, so subscribe. Anyways, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about all the resources you're going to need if you want to study fashion, but like you cannot afford fashion school. Yeah, the economy. It's not only if you cannot afford fashion school, but if you cannot go to fashion school at all. I feel your pain. I totally get it. I was in a situation too where I wanted to go to fashion school, but honestly, it was just impossible for me. That's a story for another day. But like if you find yourself in a similar situation, you don't know where to start, I have some books in my possession I think will really help you. So stay along with us, okay? You might see something you're interested in. Yeah, I will be talking about important topics like fashion history, textile, fashion illustration, and garment making. And I will also be providing some online resources for you guys. Starting with fashion history, if you want to learn about fashion and if you're like me, you're very passionate about fashion, you want to know its history, okay? And for that, I want to recommend this book. So this book is called Fashion: The Definitive Visual History. This is the newest edition. I really love this book. It covers so much about the history of fashion, dating from the ancient world, that is prehistory 600 CE. Oh my god, I feel like a teacher. That's why I'm dressed up like this today. I have my tie. This is supposed to be my tie. I'm your fashion school teacher, okay? I was really intrigued by fashion in ancient Egypt. And yeah, it talks about fashion in the medieval romance and trade era, fashion in the Renaissance splendor era, the era of Baroque and Rococo, from evolution to frivolity, La Belle Epoque and the Jazz Age, glamour to utility, optimism and youth, fashion in the swinging 60s to glam rock era, and to the designer decade, which is now. I love the pictures. They have a variety of beautiful images. The people responsible for putting all these together did an impeccable job. It's really detailed. If you want a book that encompasses all history of fashion, I'm not gonna say all because there are some other places in Africa they mention, but they did not go into detail. I think they should have gone into detail. I love fashion. I know this sounds cliche, but it is my passion. I want to indulge myself in every aspect of fashion and I wanted to consume it. So I was really intentional while sourcing all these materials. And you know me, I'm African. Whatever I do, I want to see myself in it. So I definitely had to look for books about African fashion history because I know a lot of the inspiration fashion designers get today. You can see pieces inspired by the Maasai tribe on the runway. So I really wanted to like see if there is a book out there that talk about the history of African fashion in detail, but I couldn't find any. Maybe in the future I might be the one that's going to like put something together that talks about the history of African fashion. I would love to work with some other artists and put something together. I personally think Africans should start writing their own history, so I'm not mad at all, but they did an amazing job. I just love it and I think it's a good read. The second book I want to recommend, I put this on the fashion history because like it's an encyclopedia for fashion. It's called Fashionpedia, the visual dictionary of fashion design by Fashionry. This is not like really focused on the history of fashion. It has a section where it talks about fashion history. I really like this because I didn't go to fashion school and I think it will be really good for you if you can go to fashion school. When you don't go to fashion school, definitely you're not going to know all the terminologies, and fashion do have terminologies, okay? I remember when I first started my first YouTube channel, I was really struggling with giving instructions when making like sewing tutorials because I don't know the correct terms for certain things. So I want to talk about fashion but you don't know the right terms, you need to get Fashionpedia, the visual dictionary of fashion design by Fashionry. It says here, fabric is a core part of the fashion industry, while the ideas behind clothing designs are vital to the creation of garments. Fabrics are the foundation that support these creative ideas. Designers tend to focus on aesthetics. However, they should consider the material as well. From fiber to fabric, every part is crucial to the outcome of a piece of clothing. A professional designer must have strong fabric knowledge to achieve better results, no matter whether they are designing for function or form. So the first thing I want to recommend is this book. It's called Fabric for Fashion, the Swatch book. I do not regret getting this. It's a textile book and it also has swatches of almost every fabric you can think of in here. When I got it, I thought it was going to be like just pictures of the swatches, but you have actual fabric swatches in here. I think you have like basically every information in here you need to know about textile manufacturing process, and you also have the different types of fibers. Like, you know, some of the fabric are made from like natural fibers like linen, silk, you know, and you have some that are from synthetic fibers. So if you want to do like an eco-friendly brand, you need to learn about the differences between eco-friendly textiles and stuff. The second book I want to recommend for textile is this one. It's also by Fashion Read. It's called Textilepedia, the complete fabric guide. It's also an encyclopedia but for textile. I really love how Fashion Read make their books. How beautiful. You can find it on their website. I'll make sure to link all these books in the description box, okay? This is one of my favorite topic in fashion design. If you are a Pinterest girly, you love fashion design, you must have seen pictures from this book on Pinterest. I have so many pictures saved on Pinterest. If you want to learn about fashion illustration, I recommend this. It's called Fashion Illustration by Anna Kipa. I really am obsessed with the art style of this one. Just me, it's not very technical. I see this like more freehand drawing. Look at this. And now let's talk about the images in this book. Very ethereal, very beautiful. I just love beautiful things. The instructions are kind of easy to follow. It's gonna take like some practice to be able to draw like this. If you have some like drawing experience, sketching experience, it will be easy to follow. Another fashion illustration book I recommend is this one. This one is called Fashion Illustration and Design by Manuela Brambati. It includes methods and technique for achieving professional results. I also love the images. They're beautiful but more technical, you know. Have more realism art style, while this one is more surreal. When talking about fashion illustration, I always love to mention this book. This one I got on Prime Day. It had been in my wish list for the longest time, so I was really excited when I got it on discount. This is a book by David Downton. It's a compilation of 20th century fashion illustrators' works. It's called Masters of Fashion Illustration. Like, the images in this book, spectacular, beautiful images. And most of the images, like nowadays, the fashion illustration, now I'm not saying if there's anything bad about those illustrations, but they are just too hyper realistic. It's just not my vibe. Even in like movies I watch, art I collect, fall in love with, I love the one that raw and to some extent imperfect, which is why I really love this book. You see, they are like sketches, that type of vibe. So if you are into fashion illustration, you should get this book. And apart from that, you can just like use it as a coffee table book. I think a lot of you will be interested in this if you're subscribed to this channel. First one I want to talk about is pattern making for fashion design. Of course, if you want to start making clothes, you need to learn to make patterns. Let's focus more on flat pattern making. This is the 5th edition by Helen Joseph Armstrong. I really love it because it's very simple to follow. It doesn't only have written direction, but the illustrations are very easy to follow. Like, every pattern foundation you can think of is in here. It's just show you the fundamentals of pattern making, how to manipulate them into more complicated patterns and designs you've made. There is a free PDF version of this that I had before. I'll put a link in the description. You can find it on Google if you just Google pattern making for fashion design. This is the new and most recent edition. It's just like the more updated version. Now, my favorite book is this one, also by Helen Joseph Armstrong. It's called Draping for Apparel Design. I really love this one. It's just like the first one too, but it focuses more on draping. I love draping more than flat pattern making. I think I work better and faster when draping. So if you're interested, this is it. The guide, like the first one, is also very easy to follow. This is on the pricier side, so you can always get the first one instead of this one. Now for online resources, the number one online resource I want to talk about for like fashion history, fashion news, might be surprised with the amount of information we get from the Vogue website. Remember, I think they've been archiving fashion news for the past, I don't know, but for a really long time. So you can always go on their website, check for like fashion news, fashion history back in time if you want to get inspiration and blah blah blah. Another thing I want to talk about is Fashion Door. It is an application by Fashionry. I think you will really need this one. I find it really easy to like make my design, to sketch design if you don't want to sketch on paper. If you just want to sketch on the go, it's a really good app. I think you only need like one-time purchase to get it forever. They get new development on the app from time to time. You can like use it to make mood board. I use it mainly to make mood board. I love the fact that it comes with pattern card, all the like cards you're going to need in garment production. You have it there. I really love that about the app. They have realistic fabric washes you can use, so like just, you know, visualize your design. Another one I think you probably know about is Pinterest. I really love Pinterest. I always talk about Pinterest. I'm obsessed with it because it's an app where I don't see hate. You see what you like. It's just the most beautiful media application. You can make mood board on Pinterest. You can visualize your interest by making pins, mood boards, and blah blah blah. So you can go ahead and download that if you haven't already, because like, what are you waiting for? Who on earth is into fashion and do not have Pinterest? I don't know. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.